Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a salsa. It was passed down to me and I'm going to pass it down to you. It's really spicy, so if you're not really into spicy stuff or you got a little sensitive stomach, it's probably not for you, but it's really good, so I'd still give it a try. Check it out. I got 4 Roma tomatoes, 6 serrano chilies, a third of white onion, and 2 garlic cloves in there. I'm soaking them up. I'm going to clean them up. I'm going to chop them up, and we're going to chop it up. So as you can see here, I have some tomatoes and some chile serranos already chopped up. I'm going to show you how I chop them up. You can chop them up however, but I like to chop them up this way. So I cut them down the middle and then down the middle again, just into 4s. You know, I'm going to throw them into the pot on top of the stove in a bit anyways. So if anything, the smaller the better, but it doesn't really matter. You can use a bigger pot if you like. It's up to you. To each their own. Different strokes for different folks, you know. But those are my tomatoes. And then I'm gonna go get some chilies. And then I cut my chilies up. It doesn't really, it depends on the chili. I usually go for 3 slices, but sometimes it's 4, usually around this size. That way they all fit. I don't really like to use a giant pot or skillet. I think that's like the official term for what I'm gonna use. But anyways, I cut them up. This is the last of my chilies. I had 6 of them. And then here's my onion. Usually I don't really cut my onion, but today I am gonna cut it just so that way it all fits in there better. I could cut it down the middle, and then I'll cut it down the middle again. It's pretty simple, to be honest. Everything is really simple. Anyone could do this. If you like cooking food, or if you just want a salsa. I don't cut up my garlic, and you'll see shortly why. We're gonna come over here to the stove, or you know what? Stay right there. I'll be right back. So, or you know what? Actually, come back over here. You know what? I changed my mind. My bad. So, we're gonna turn the stove on. This is an electric stove. So, I'm gonna put it on medium, level. If you have a fire, I'd probably put it around medium, and I would say fire is better. But we work with what we have, So we have the stove on medium high, or just medium, and then we have to preheat our oil. Sometimes I forget and I put the oil on top when I've already put my, tomatoes, chilies, everything into my skillet. But this time I'm gonna make sure that I preheat it. So you'll use 1 to 2 tablespoons. As you can see, I overfilled, but that's alright. That's good enough, actually. So 1 to 2 tablespoons, it's up to you. We're gonna let it heat up a little bit before we throw everything in. Alright, so after you've let your oil heat up for a little bit, then you're gonna throw all your vegetables in. So while it cooks on the stove, what you wanna do is kind of move everything around. You don't want it to kind of burn, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna throw off the color of your salsa. And I don't know, I don't know if it's mental or not, but to me, I feel like the color kind of affects the taste. So what I usually do is just stand here and move it around, make sure that it's not gonna burn on any sides. And then, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna explain it because I wouldn't want you guys to sit here and watch me do this the whole time. So what we're gonna do is, you're gonna stand here or not, it's up to you, however you cook, and move everything around until it gets soft. You're gonna be pressing on it with whatever you have, a wooden spoon, a spatula, whatever it is. You'll be pressing on it. Your tomatoes will be soft. Everything's gonna be breaking up. And when we get to that, we'll come right back and I'm gonna show you the next step. Alright guys, so we're back. As you can see, my salsa is basically done. This is what it should look like. As I move it around, it kind of breaks up on its own. There's little chunks that are a little bigger, but if I push down with not a lot of pressure, it breaks right up. So what we're gonna do now, next step, is transferring it over into the blender. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna turn my stove off because I don't want to forget and later on burn my house down, because that would not be good. All right, so let's do this. Hopefully I don't make a mess. So what I do is, I mean, it's up to you guys how you do it. I take my time with it. It's gonna get into the blender either way. Just use my spoon or spatula or whatever you guys have, you know. Whenever it gets down to like the last bit of it, I'll just put the whole skillet over it and throw it all in there. But throw it into our blender. Alright, so we got all of it into our blender. And we didn't make a mess. Hell yeah. So now what we're gonna do is, alright, so after you have everything in your blender, you're gonna wanna add some water, because if we just blend this up like that, it's gonna be super thick. So here's 1 cup, and then here's the giant cup of water. I've never really kind of measured it out, so I'm gonna kind of be doing it with you today. Let's fill this cup up. And let's see how it goes. You know what? I think about a cup and a little less than half, and that's good right there. Anything more than that, I think it's gonna be a little too thick. You can always add water later. So I'm gonna look for my lid and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I found my lid. I put it on the blender and we're gonna blend it up really quickly. Alright, so your final step is transferring your salsa to, I don't know if you have Tupperware, mason jars, wherever you're going to keep your salsa. You're going to want to refrigerate it, not like right away, of course. You're going to want to wait a little while, maybe use it. I would recommend using it. So we're going to put it all in here. Nice. I cut up a lime, just one. I mean, it's up to you. I kind of lime and salt to taste. It's up to you. I'll use 1/2 of the lime to kind of like get all this excess stuff. You know, just do my best to get everything. You know, it can be difficult, I'm not even gonna lie. And it gets to a point to where it's like, F it. But you want to get all your salsa, or I mean all your lime in there. Alright, that's that 1/2. And then we'll just throw it in there. Nice. And we'll just get rid of that and throw the rest in there. I don't know about you guys, but man, as I'm making this, I am excited to eat it. I hadn't made it in a while, so this speech kind of gave me the opportunity to make something I've been wanting to make in a while. Couldn't think of anything else to do really, and you know, cooking is something that's easy, quick to do. Alright, and then the last step is to add salt, and that's, you know, if you're more of a saltier person, you're gonna want more. If you're not really a salty person, you're gonna want less. And it's fine, you know. Can't really see. I'm adding salt right now. But, alright guys, so I'm mixing it up. I added about, maybe like a tablespoon of salt. You can always add more, do less. It's up to you. Some people are saltier people, you know, they want a little more salt. Some people don't want as much. Some people want more lime than others, so you can always add more lime. You know, it's up to you. Everything's adjustable. If you want to add more tomatoes, go ahead. You want to add more chilies, go ahead. You want to take some out, do less. You know, have some fun with it, dude. It's yours. Make it yours. But, you know, I hope you guys enjoy it, because I know I'm about to mess this salsa up for about the next week. Oh, that actually brings me to another thing before we end this, is that after you put it in your Tupperware, your mason jar, whatever you're gonna have it in, you can close it up, put it in your fridge, and you can put it on anything. It's gonna be good for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, just kind of depends. And I have a whole bunch of things that I throw this on, and I never get tired of it. But you know, I'm glad that I was able to make this. I'm glad I'm able to show you and everyone else watching how to make this salsa, because I recommend it. You know, it's 10 out of 10, 5 stars. I fuck with the heavy, and I hope you do too. And I'm gonna see you next time.